So today in this video, we're gonna rank ads tracking software. There are a whole bunch of ads tracking software. There is Hyros, there is RedTrack, there is Northbeam, TripleWhale, AnyTrack, ClickMagic, so many more, and so many more new coming as well. With that many software helping you track ads, I'm just confused which one to use or not, right? And that's why I have tested most of this software and I'm going to rank each of them and I'm going to tell you which one is best and which one is not. And let's talk about that today. My name is Bishal. I've done over 20 million plus in revenue. I sold my company for 7 figures a couple of years ago, and I make this video to network with cool people. So reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, whatever you want to reach out. So let's jump right into my screen. So the first software that I'm going to talk about is Hyros. So Hyros came about 3-4 years ago, and the founder is Alex Becker. He's pretty popular. If you don't know him, then you can look him up. And a lot of people seem to use it. Tony Robbins, Alex Ramosi, Playboy, Whoop, Jay Shetty. I have personally used Hyros. I have a login, but I'm not going to log in because there is some sensitive information in there. But they're one of the good software out there. I would say like it's pretty good, but I think it could be better. Hyros is not the best. There are some things that I like and there are some things that I don't like. First of all, a lot of people, they complain about the price because Hyros charges based on the revenue you have. So I may only be spending $100,000, but I may make $2 million. I have to pay based on the $2 million in revenue that I have. But this is a ad tracking software. Why are you charging me on the revenue? You're supposed to be charging me based on the ad that I have. I'm not using Hyros to do other things. I just want to know which ad is performing, which ad is not performing. The other thing that I personally don't like is that I don't think it is super accurate, to be honest. It just seems like it's missing a data. And when you have a tracking software that's missing a data, it's gonna be hard to trust because then you start doubting if the data it has is even accurate. I would say I'm not super proud of Hyros, but they have done some other things great. They do fantastic job for info businesses. So if you're selling digital product, right? If you're selling high ticket coaching program through a VSL, through a book a call funnel, right? Through a front end low ticket offer, right? They do fantastic job of tracking ads for those. And many info business owner use Hyros, and it is very, very common and known in an info business space that Hyros is the go-to option. But again, it's not the cheapest option and it is not the best, but it is the option because personally, I don't think any other options out there. Now there are options for e-commerce, there's options for small businesses, there's option for SaaS businesses, but for info businesses, there is not that many options out there. The other thing they do fantastic is they have a extension. Neither does RedTrack has, Northbeam, no TripleWhale, no AnyTrack, none of them have. So if you go to Ads Manager, you can see the purchases in the Ads Manager, and Hyros Chrome extension is fantastic for that. So that's the other reason many people seem to use it. I talked to a couple of people, a couple of my friends, and personally I used it in the past because of the Chrome extension. That made it super easy, super simple to see what ad was working and what ad was not working. So because of all these reasons, I will say Hyros is more so A tier. I don't think it is S tier because it's not for everybody, and I don't think it's B or C tier. A lot of people use it, a lot of people like it, so I would say it's definitely an A tier. So the next one is RedTrack. So the biggest thing about RedTrack is that it is pretty good actually, and I did look into signing up once for it, but I did not sign up. So it is about $1,400 per year. So $149 a month, $399 a month. Okay, so that's actually pretty similar to what Hyros has. So 5 ad accounts, 3 million tracking events per month. Okay, it's super hard to know how many events per month. I'm not sure exactly how much revenue or ad spend I can track, but they seem to have pretty much everything that Hyros has as well. And the price is pretty competitive. So if I go to Hyros, I go to pricing. So if I have 40K in monthly revenue, I'm paying $353 per month. And that's with annual. So if I am doing monthly, then that's probably like $400 or $500 a month. If I go to RedTrack, the cheapest line is $149. And I believe that should be enough for me. I am thinking RedTrack is definitely cheaper, and it also comes with extension. I doubt how accurate it might be. So it has ClickFunnels integration as well, so that's good to know. It has Go High Level as well. So it has most of the integration. It looks pretty good actually. I did decide to use it in the past, but I did not end up using it. I went with Hyros, but it looks like since then they have made a lot of progress and it is looking pretty good actually. So they have RedTrack versus competitors. So let's see what they have. So volume, AdsBraze, Funnel Flex, Hyros, TripleWhale. So these are all tracking software. And again, the popular one is AnyTrack, Hyros, TripleWhale, ClickMagic. Wicked Reports is the other one that many people use as well. Interesting, I did not know RevealBot was also tracking it. RevealBot was more so a ads automation. It's basically like rules. Hey, if my cost per click is above $5, turn it off. But apparently they are tracking that as well. So I will say RedTrack is more so on a tier as well, because it is very similar to Hyros and it has cheaper pricing as well. So, and some of my friends used RedTrack and they are the one who told me to use it. Like I said, I did not end up using it and they really liked it. They raved about it. And I think they have a great support. They have a good Facebook group community, I believe. And a lot of people seem to like the community and they seem to be updating what they do. All right, I would say it's more like an A+ tier, to be honest. It's more than Hyros, but I'm gonna rank it up there. All right, the next one is Northbeam. So as you can see, when I type Northbeam, you're gonna see LifeSite, Polar Analysis, Triple Whale, and Northbeam. Northbeam is very popular more so with e-commerce companies and more so with enterprise. So like if you're doing millions in almost $1 billion, maybe like multi 7-figure or multi 8 figures, then this is the company that you want to use. A lot of big companies seem to be using Northbeam. From what I've heard, they do a fantastic job. It's super hard to know exactly what they have. Okay, so I do see integration, so let's see what they have. So they connect with Meta Ads. Okay, so I don't see any integration in here. I wanted to see Go High Level, ClickFunnels, those kind of things. I would say this is more for e-commerce and big enterprise company, and I think they do a pretty good job, but I know for sure that Northbeam doesn't have a Chrome extension, which we can check. So as you can see, they don't have a Chrome extension. They're more so for enterprise. If you want to see your LTV, if you want to see which platform, first party data, last party data, but they're not so much as ads tracking. They're more so as attribution tracking platform. It is pretty good, but I wouldn't say that's for everyday person. It's more for a big enterprise company. And I think they're pretty expensive as well. Yeah. It starts with $1,000 a month. So this is definitely not for beginner company. This is definitely for more enterprise big companies, because again, their minimum price starts at $1,000 a month and it goes to $2,500 per month and even more. And that's even more expensive than Hyros. It's definitely more so towards B or even C, to be honest. I'll say it's B. But I think they do a good job of tracking. And to be honest, RedTrack, Hyros, Northbeam, they're using the same thing to be able to track the user, to be able to identify where they are, what kind of cookies, what link and website they're visiting, right? So they're using the same thing. It's just a matter of who has a different pricing, who is catering to who, right? That is what matters the most here. So the next one is Triple Whale. So I believe Triple Whale is more so for e-commerce as well. I don't know many of my info businesses friends using it. So let's do, if my revenue in the last 12 months is this, then I will be paying $1,200 a month. That's a lot. If it is around $1 million, $299. So this is slightly cheaper than Hyros, but it is still pretty expensive. Tracking software in general is expensive. The next thing that I know about Triple Whale is that it doesn't have a Chrome extension, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't have a Chrome extension. Chrome extension is super helpful, super useful to see the stats in your ads manager, in your ad account. So I personally don't like that it doesn't have a Chrome extension, but the rest of the thing that they have, Mobi AI, the Pixel and all those things they have, which is fantastic. Marketing mix modeling, right? This is pretty good as well. They don't do it for ClickFunnels. They don't do it for info product businesses. If you have a Go High Level, they don't work with Go High Level software as much as well. So this is more so for e-commerce. It's better than Northbeam. It's more easy to use as well. I would say Triple Whale is right above Northbeam. So the next one is AnyTrack. So this is something that I used for a while. Even back in the days when I was just starting, Hyros was very expensive. As you can see, it starts with just $100 a month. And I used it, but it was okay. It was like, I felt like I got what I paid for. And it was okay, it was tracking, but it was not the best. Yeah, it was just missing a lot of data and I just did not have enough trust. As much as I like AnyTrack, I don't think it's the best platform out there. So I'm actually going to rank AnyTrack all the way to the end, even below Northbeam. I used it and it was just not good, to be honest. Could be way better. And since then, looks like they probably updated the website, so it just looks a little bit different. And they also don't have a Chrome extension. That's pretty much all it is with AnyTrack. The next one is ClickMagic. I like their platform. The one thing that I don't like about them is that they track entirely based on a UTM. So you have to put a UTM in the ads, and based on the UTM, they know where the click went. So, but they don't have any first party pixel. They don't have any tracking code or anything in the funnel. So that makes it super hard to know what's working, what's not working. So as you can see, they can track opt-in, they can track sales, right? But it is all based on clicks. I liked it. It's super simple, super easy. As you can see, pricing, it starts with $79 per month. It is the cheapest out of all the tracking software. It is just a simple software. You would have a good data, but it's not going to be the most accurate data. If you want the most accurate data, it may be Northbeam. And after that, it may be HighRose or Red Track or maybe Triple Whale. And after that, any track. And then after that, it may be ClickMagic. And without a good data, it's going to be hard to use any tracking software. So I'm actually going to rank ClickMagic on number F. So there is one more software that I'm going to talk about, which is Wicked Reports. So this is interesting because Wicked Report actually was a industry standard before HighRose came out. And many people would actually use Wicked Report. And I remember at my job back in the days 4 or 5 years ago, as a media buyer, I was using Wicked Report and it was good, but it was like super clunky. It did not work as much as you wanted. It just had a lot of problems. And we had it all set up. It all looked good, but it felt like it was missing a lot of things. And that's when HighRose came out and they did a fantastic job and everybody loves HighRose and everybody's using HighRose now, which is great. But Wicked Report was one of the original company that many people used. Wicked Report is not cheap. It is super expensive as well as much as HighRose. And I don't think they have any better technology. So if I was to look at features, advanced signals, Wicked Coach, Netflix style attribution, interesting. So they're using first party data, iOS tracking challenges. Okay, let's see what they have in terms of integration. So they connect with, let's see what they have. So they connect with our platform, of course they do. So I don't see ClickFunnels here. So they connect with the Stripe, WooCommerce, Facebook. Okay, yeah, I don't think it is still there yet. They haven't improved as much. The company is super slow. I don't know how their support is, and they're still expensive as well. I will say Wicked Report is like all the way down here, and you're using Wicked Report, and HighRose just like completely destroyed Wicked Reports. But all of this platform are good, but none of this platform like rank on S tier. So that's why I'm actually building my own ads tracking software called rosepie.com. And I'm hoping that it is going to be the S tier that I'm looking for. And the most important thing that I'm looking for is that I want it to be the most accurate. If you do not have the accurate data, it doesn't matter what tracking software you use, you just cannot trust the data. It just doesn't work, right? The next thing you need is a Chrome extension, super fast Chrome extension. That is really important so that you can see the data in the ad account. And the next thing that you need is a faster report. I mean, if you have used HighRose or Red Track or anything else, you have to go to report, click on report, generate report. It's just super slower, right? I think they're trying to do that to save some cost, but that is just like a problem. And I want to fix that problem. And I don't want to be the cheapest option. I want to be pretty good, right? I want to see what the cost is, how much it will cost us, and all those things. And regardless, even if it doesn't work, people don't use it, I plan to use the rosepie.com internally for my own company because we run tons of ads, and having an ads tracking software is going to be helpful. So that's my thought about it. That's how I'm going to rank different ads tracking software. If you have any question, let me know. If you found this video helpful and useful, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.